Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hardcore Fab Shop. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about this plasma cutter right here. We're gonna check this thing out, we're gonna see if it's any good, and if it is, we're gonna tell you how you can get one for yourself for free.
I cut my name. Turned out all right. This is kind of fun. I can see me doing this a lot. I need more scrap metal.
So this little guy is the CUT55 Pro from Arccaptain, and this is not the first time that I've messed with any of the Arccaptain stuff, and that's the reason why we're actually doing this particular video, is because we already did some testing on one of their welders, which is, well, right there. You guys can probably see that. And I was actually impressed with that enough that we did a video on it. I told them right off the bat that if I didn't like it, I wasn't gonna do a video. They agreed to that. I like it. And I've actually been using it now in the shop quite a little bit. So if you guys need a welder, check out Arccaptain for a welder, because so far I approve of that one and been using it quite a bit. But in one of the videos, or in the video where we did the testing on that particular welder, somebody asked about if we would do some testing on a plasma cutter. Well, here's the plasma cutter. We're gonna give her a shot. We're gonna see if it's any good. So I honestly have no need for this plasma cutter at all. I have a CNC plasma table, which you guys have seen here on the channel numerous times. And I use that so much that I've got a handheld plasma cutter over there underneath that welder that I hardly ever use, because I just use the CNC table once I've had it. But having that said, there is a few occasions here and there that I do have to dig that thing out. And it's big and it's heavy and it's kind of awkward. And it also is 220. So one of the first things I'm seeing right off the bat, if this thing will function and will cut some decent sized material, it's going to be pretty nice, for the simple fact that it's so small. It doesn't weigh much. It's got a really small footprint here. So there's definitely got that going on for it. And the fact that it's got a 110 option or a 220 option, either way you need to go there. But the 110 option to me makes something this size pretty cool, because now you've got the ability to put it in pretty well any garage, any situation really where there's power, because you're always going to have 110. Or you could even get a really small generator. You wouldn't have to have a big giant generator to even run it. That's another thing that I have had to do with that one, is take it out on site some a couple times and use it with a big generator. And this one, you could use a lot smaller generator. So I'm curious to see how that all works out. This is the first time that I've actually laid eyes on it. Like I said, I wasn't in the market for one. It was only because of your guys' comments that we're here and we're looking at it. So I am kind of going to be looking at it, learning about it with you guys. I didn't want to put myself in a position where I knew a bunch more about it than you guys did. I wanted to be able to see how intuitive it is. I think that's kind of part of the whole thing too. If I've got to read a big giant book of stuff just to be able to operate something, chances are I'm not going to do it. And it's just going to get pushed off to the side and I'm never going to use it. So with that said, I'm also going to bring Julie in, because she doesn't have a lot of experience with the handheld plasma cutter. She's got a lot of experience with our plasma table, but mostly on the computer side, not on the actual plasma cutter side.
Right, exactly. And I am really excited to use it because I like its small footprint. It looks like something I can handle. And he put in a rust garden, and I have so many ideas of things to cut out and make out of rusty junk, and that's gonna help me do it. So
let's see here right off the bat if you got any idea how to hook this thing up. Let's just go through what came with it real quick. And
yeah, I know you said you don't like to read. I on the other hand don't mind reading instructions.
And you can read it after we go through it to begin with, just
but
to see how intuitive it is.
I won't bore everybody with me reading stickers. What all did we get here? We got a bag to put it in, I'm guessing.
I guess that's what that is.
A carrying bag. Some
hose clamps
hose
and some hose.
clamps and the leads and the torch head itself. So right on.
Yeah, that is a little bag to put it in, so that's kind of cool.
That is cool. Keep it clean because everything gets filthy around here.
Just not a bag, it's a cover.
Oh, it's a cover. Okay.
Even better.
Even better. I like it. We're gonna have to set up a little. I also really love the small, compact size and ease of use of the Arccaptain welder too. So I'm always the one who just like lines up what looks like it matches what, and this looks like it matches that. Though yeah, it's already on there. Just popped right in there. Is that in there all the way? Maybe we do need to read some instructions.
You just need to click it into place.
Okay. It felt like it was. But.
Yeah, there's several spots there. That's where I feel like that goes to.
I don't know what this is.
Well, that's what I was going to start with. You need power and what for a plasma cutter?
Air.
So that's an air line, apparently. They have a little regulator.
Oh, there we go. It's got a regulator and it's got that on the other side.
I have a regulator on the back and a little barbed fitting there. I'm sure that hose probably fits on that barbed fitting.
Barbed fitting. And wait, before you do
We
that,
need a clamp on it.
They've got hose clamps. Now I know it. We can figure this out. This is riveting YouTube video, I tell you.
Okay, so we got that hose on there, on that barbed fitting, and then it come time to the other end of this hose here, and I don't have anything to do, or I don't have another barbed fitting that come with it or anything to make it hook up. So I actually
to our air compressor.
So I actually had to go to Home Depot and buy another fitting, and buy a barbed fitting with a 1/4 inch on each end of it so that I could hook it up to...
Keep going so you can hook it up to the air compressor.
To our air compressor.
Okay, yeah.
So let me have the damn thing so I can cut it with my fucking knife.
Trying to be helpful.
So I had to go buy a 1/4 inch adapter to go from this here with the barbed fitting over to a regular, fitting for like a regular airline. So this would be my first complaint that I would have here for Arccaptain. I know you guys are listening. Save yourself the money on this hose. Don't send it. Don't send this barbed fitting here, and just allow us to go ahead and hook up our own 1/4 inch airline fitting in the end of that regulator right there. That would make it easier for us not to have to go to the store and get something, and it saves you from having to send us all of that. So keep that in mind in the future. But we'll go ahead and stick this in here. We need another hose clamp. So you'd save on hose clamps too. We wouldn't have to have the hose clamp either. Put that on there. And tighten this up. We'll get some air hooked to this, and we'll flip it around to the other side and get that figured out. Okay, so let's finish hooking up everything on the front here.
Okay.
Have you figured out anything while I'm gone?
Yeah, I actually have no problems reading instruction manuals. So I believe that this is going to go as on here.
This one's going to go over here.
Because grounding and all of that kind of good stuff is important.
You're upside down.
Well, what, this has to be up here?
It should be flipped around the other way because of the way the actual thing is.
Well, you move things away from me and then you drop it. Now it's gone forever. I think you get it. You're the one who dropped it.
All right. And this one has got one little tab at the top.
And it's got, those two holes.
2 prongs, so it can only go one way. And then this one is going to have to go here, right?
Yep.
Well, now we just need some air and to plug it in. We'll see what we got, huh?
Yep. It has this it recommends, there's a card in here, it recommends that you get the Transparency app. You can download the app and then you can scan the barcode on the product's packaging, and it has videos for usage guidelines and stuff like that, which, so they already know you guys don't read, they made videos.
That's probably what I would do if I was gonna have to learn how to make it work, so. But for right now, there's just an on-off switch on the back.
Right.
Just like there is on the welder.
And we've got it set for 120. There's a 120 switch and a 224, well, no.
Yeah. How do you know we have it set for anything?
Because it says it right there, 120V.
Okay.
But see, it says 4T, and there's a 4T and a 2T, and I don't honestly know the difference. And it talks about that in the...
It auto sets itself at the 120 because there's only this here, which is changing our voltage, our amps.
Yeah.
And then there's a mode button. So we only have two things that we can play with. So...
I know he doesn't like books. I don't mind books because I'm not proud and think I know everything, and I like learning new stuff. There's a setup guide with, by the way, the English instructions are only like this big. There's not that much to read through. The rest of this is in other languages, so it's not hard to read. It is in good English, where you can read it and understand it. And yeah, for mild steel, it recommends 35 amps at 120 volts. And we've got it at 120.
Yeah, but what thickness?
That is for, it actually has that. Thickness up, oh, it's a millimeter. Oh no, here's inch, material inch, up to 0.12.
So that's 120. Well, that's 1/8 inch. This is only sheet metal, so
All the way up to that. 0.02 is also for 35 amps with mild steel.
I had it at 30. We could probably turn down to 25 then, or something, just to do sheet metal.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Yep.
Okay.
It works. It cuts. And that was at 25 amps. So now we need to actually set up someplace where we can cut, because this wood bench is not ideal for that.
No, yeah, because I want to, yeah, you gotta
And
have
probably
room.
get some eye protection.
I have eye protection.
Okay.
I don't know where I put it. I also have ear protection, but it's really not that loud.
No. So Julie's been playing with it with a bunch of sheet metal and stuff, and it's actually working out quite well. I think it's time to go ahead and see if we can do some little bit thicker material and something that's a little bit rusty and crusty. So I found this piece here, just laying over here. I think it's like a 3/16 walled square tubing or rectangular tubing, and it's got a fairly decent amount of rust on it. I mean, it's not real crusty and rusty, but it's definitely not brand new material. Now we are still plugged into 110 outlet, so it allowed me to go up to 35 amps. It allowed me to go up to 35 amps. And Julie's over there cutting out some more sheet metal so she can have some more practice. But yeah, I want to see what it will do here on this. And I don't have any thing to cover my eyeballs with. Where's your glasses at? All right, I'm gonna give this a shot now. Let's see what happens. I can kind of see, kind of can't. That's on 35.
Wow. You want something thicker?
Yep, you got something thicker?
I can find something thicker. Maybe. I'll probably find you something you don't want cut up.
Here's a
There you go.
really crusty piece of channel iron. Now it's not thicker than this really in the center here, but out on the ends it is. So we can try to see if we can't cut this thing off. Cut the whole end of it off.
Cut a circle?
I wasn't really going for a circle, I just made a hole.
I get you.
I could probably do better if I was trying to make a circle.
Right. I could.
Ow, burnt my shoe. Tennis shoes, bad idea. Okay, let me try again. Okay, it's not getting a good ground. It's shutting off.
Oh, it's
So I threw that channel iron back down there. I'm gonna try a piece of the square tubing now. This is a drop from the chassis of the Jeep that we're doing. So this is a 2x3 3/16 wall, and the 3/16 wall on the square tubing doesn't get all that much thicker. It still stays pretty well to 3/16. So let's see what we can do to it. Plus this is a clean piece of material. I think that other was having problems with how rusty and crusty that one was. It says it can do rusty stuff, but it's really, what it's really doing is just holding the torch on for a little bit longer than what it should, because it's hoping that it'll clean off enough rust by cutting to be able to give you a good connection at that point. But at least that's my take on it anyways. So let's see what happens here. I really hate these glasses. I'll move my feet. So, yeah, we didn't have any problem going all the way over to the end and cutting right up to where it rolls around, and then we're actually cutting down the side of the square tubing. So that
it won't go the 2 inches?
it won't go the 3 inches, no. And I went a little fast there, and I know I left the nub there that's gonna hang us up. And there's some dross on the backside too, probably from me going too fast, but I think we got the end of it broke off, or cut off. Of course, if we used a straight edge and, you know, had the right speed and everything, I think we'd get a little bit better cut too, but for just playing around here real quick, seems to be doing all right. And we're still at 28 volts and still at 120 volt plug-in on the wall. So I guess we could go ahead and see if we can find something thicker and go ahead and plug it in 220 and bump it all the way up to 50 amps like it says it'll do.
Or another thing we can do is it says that it'll cut all these other types of metal. We could play around with other metal.
I don't really have much other metal here. Unless you want to take a trip and go get some. We are hooked up now to 220, so we took the adapter cord here off, so just straight up to the 220 cord there, and now we can turn this thing up, I believe. There's 55 amps, and Julie went over to the other shop and she picked us up a variety of metal here to cut up. This is the thickest thing that she brought here, and that's probably only like, that might be 3/8 or it's quarter, somewhere in that neighborhood. So we'll cut that first, we'll see how that goes, and then we can try out some aluminum and some stainless and even some galvanized. Oh, and she got my shield too, so that's a way better deal for me. Was a pretty nice cut. Let's do it again one more time. Honestly, that too was really a pretty nice cut. I went a little bit slower, I think, so there was a little bit more goobers on the backside there holding it up. But yeah, it's a nice cut. You guys can see it or not. It's got dirty now, but you guys a nice clean. You guys a nice good look at it. And stuff on the backside. Stuff comes right off. I'm pretty content with that. Let's move on. That's just a piece of steel. We've been doing that. Here's some aluminum. Looks like about 1/8 inch. No problem with that at all. Of course, there shouldn't be any problems with that at this point. We just cut a lot thicker in steel. Now we've got a little bit thicker and diamond plate going on here, so that should be interesting. So no problem with the diamond plate. Cut through that, no problem. This is probably 1/8 inch diamond plate too, so. And this is more 1/8 inch aluminum. I think we got that covered. This is stainless. I believe it's, yeah. Not very thick stainless though. It's probably maybe 16 gauge. Okay, so I lied to you, that's more aluminum. Apparently she didn't get any stainless. I don't know why this looks like stainless, kind of. Anyhow, I saved the galvanized for last because, as you guys know, galvanized puts off some nasty, nasty fumes, but we'll grab some of that real quick and try it. Julie's not the only one that can write her name.
While Anthony was figuring out all the different cutting and everything, I started playing around with it. There is an app, and I downloaded the app, and I got the app on my phone, and I was looking at all the different things it can do. It has the user manual that goes over all the stuff of this, so you don't have to keep paper around flame. It explains a little bit more, and this does too, actually, I found it in here, about what the 2T and 4T is. 2T is, it's not on, is it? Nope, it is. Let's turn it off so I can talk about that a little bit. If you pull the trigger, letting the air out, it scared me. The 2T is pull on, turn off. Pretty self-explanatory, that's how it works. But with 4T, you push the button, now you can let it go, and it's gonna keep on and keep cutting for like a long cut, and then when you're ready to turn it off, you push the button again, and then it'll turn it off. So that's the difference between your 2T and 4T setting. In our case, I don't see us using the 4T very often, but it's kind of a handy thing to have on there. Now that I've turned it off, the app is probably saying it can't find the machine again. It actually Bluetooths to the machine, and it will actually cut for you remotely if you need. I, to be honest, haven't figured out the need on that yet, but it's kind of cool. But also it will record, like right now, because I turned it on, it's now started the work time. So it's recording how much I am using the machine and what I'm using the machine, and it's recording its settings. It says it's at 35 amps, and it is. So yeah, it's like reading everything. So I guess that's good if you do have any problems. There's a community board where you can post stuff. There's a marketplace where you can buy accessories and other parts. And then I'm on the device where I'm connected. So anyway, kind of cool. I don't know. I'm kind of scared to try to use the CUT app on here without. I guess I can hold it and see if it'll go. Is the air even on?
The air's on.
And it's on.
Here, take this piece that you was messing with earlier. I'll hold it. We'll see what happens.
You ready?
Sure.
It's pretty neat little app, honestly, but so it says right here cut, so I'm gonna hit cut, and it confirmed that accessories are properly connected. It's all ready to go, so I'm gonna hit confirm, and then cutting current, we've got it at 35. It knew it a second ago, now it doesn't. Operation mode is on 2T. Post flow time is 8 seconds. Let me dial that down a little. Okay, 2 seconds.
No, probably a little longer.
Okay.
That's going to keep the consumable from overheating too much.
Okay, 6 seconds.
So do I actually have to pull the trigger?
I don't know.
I'm not going to touch the trigger.
To use this set of parameters again, click the upper right corner to save. Save preset. It has saved it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. It kind of wants me to slow this down. Let me put this back down at 20. Oh, did you turn that to 20? I turned it to 20.
So maybe it's not actually going to cut. Maybe
Maybe
it's
it's
allowing
just
you to set your parameters on the machine.
On the machine from...
I think that's probably what it's doing. That makes a lot more sense.
That does make a lot more sense. That's a lot less scary. So that's it. So if you're like down working on something up underneath and you're needing to do, and this is all the way over wherever it's out of the way, then you have the app to set your post-flow time, your operation mode, your cutting current, all that kind of stuff, and it sets it for you.
Plus, you don't have any way to adjust anything other than the amperage on the machine. But
Wait.
the app is allowing you to change like your
Yes.
post-flow and stuff.
Yes, that's true. It is allowing you to
Okay, so
set
that's
more parameters.
that's cool. That makes sense now.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I was really questioning that too myself.
It just didn't make any sense. But
now it is.
But that's because we're idiots and we can't figure stuff out. And when it doesn't make sense, then you're probably not doing it right. So now we know. Anyway, one of the other things that I was reading in here earlier when Anthony was doing stuff is that it has a pilot arc function, which I think is pretty cool. And I can't explain it without, I'm just gonna read it so that you understand, because if I try to talk it out, it won't sound right to you. It has a pilot arc function, enabling high frequency, non-touch arc starting. With this mode, the torch head doesn't require contact with the metal plate, extending the lifespan of your consumables and allowing for increased cutting thickness. Additionally, plasma cutters with this function can cut through steel plates that has a lot of rust and paint on the surface. So that allows you to cut through your rust or cut through your paint, is because it actually will start the arc before coming in contact with the metal.
Basically what I was saying earlier, but I didn't say it like that.
Like that, yeah, and yeah, so that's a really nice feature. Our plasma table doesn't have that option.
Yes, it does.
It does?
Yeah.
Well, then why doesn't it cut through rust worth a darn?
It does for about 1/8 of a second, and then it shuts off because it doesn't have anything going to it.
Okay. But
anyways, now the fun part of the video that you guys have probably all been waiting on, and that's this part right here.
Yes, if you've made it to this point in this video, you obviously are interested in getting a free plasma cutter, and
that's what we're going to hook you up with.
We can do that.
So here's kind of the backstory on this, if you will. So like I said earlier, we had some people commenting on the welder video that they would like to see us do a demo on the plasma cutter. Well, Arccaptain actually watched that video and went back and commented back to us, or reached out to us and actually said, hey, if you guys want to do a review on the plasma cutter, we'd be happy to send you one.
Yeah, it's cool that not only did they watch the video, but they read the comments. And
Yeah.
they saw that comment and said, hey, we can do that.
So they reached out and said that, but like I told you before, I don't really need a plasma cutter. Although now that we have had this one and been playing with it here in the shop, it's probably going to get used quite a bit.
I need a plasma cutter. It'll be
She's probably going to use it even more than I will.
It'll be in videos again, I guarantee it.
But having that said, they said they would send it out to us, and I told them at that point that I didn't really need a plasma cutter. So what I would like to do is actually just give it to one of you guys after we did, a video.
After we did the demo, we'd send it to one lucky.
But they insisted on that we keep this one in the shop. Go ahead and use it if we want to, or not.
Goodness.
If we don't have to, we're not required to in any way, shape, or form. But we're going to.
But I'm going to.
And they want to send you guys out one, whoever we pick as a winner. So that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, Arccaptain has really proven themselves through the welder and through the plasma cutter that they are awesome people to work with. Yeah, they're like, oh no, you keep that. We'll send one to somebody else.
I want to make sure to send somebody a brand new one that hasn't been messed with.
That we haven't
awesome.
Tinkered with. So yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
So I think to be able to be entered to win, we're just going to do a few minor details here. I think we should probably have you be subscribed to Arccaptain's YouTube channel, because they have a YouTube channel and they have lots of videos over there about all of their stuff. And also, of course, subscribe to the Hardcore Fab channel. Right,
got to be a subscriber to both.
And I think we'll pick someone from the comments of this video right here. And if you want, and you're interested in it, and if you're interested in the plasma cutter to be entered for it, comment in this video.
I want to win an Arccaptain CUT55 Pro.
And that'll get you entered. And then I'm going to say a month from now. Does that sound fair enough?
Okay. 4 weeks from the posting of this video,
we'll do another video and we will choose a winner.
You're right.
So
the more comments there are, the lesser your odds. And only comment once. We're not going to take any.
Yeah,
if we see your name on there for multiple times, then
you're only still going to get one.
Get one.
We'll delete your other comments. We don't usually delete comments, but we will in that situation. Right,
because we want it to be fair. So.
And nobody usually does that kind of stuff.
And our subscribers are awesome in that way.
You guys are good that way.
Every time we've done a giveaway in the past, we've never had that problem. But This is a nice giveaway. So.
It is.
Anyway.
It's a nice little machine.
Yep.
So, appreciate you guys watching, following along, and appreciate Arccaptain for doing everything they've been doing for us and for sending out one of these to you guys. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 7.
Right on.